Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today the Crystal Hollows finally did release in the Hypixel Skyblock. It's a huge update, but one of the main things and main systems that you're probably going to use throughout all of the update is the crystals in the Crystal Nucleus. The Crystal Nucleus is a section of the map. It is basically the center point of the entire mines. It's the only thing in the mines that will be in the same spot every single time, but it is really nice because you have these spots to place down a bunch of crystals. You can check it out in your Heart of the Mountain menu as well. You can see that the crystals are used to make gems into perfect gems, and you can also place the full set of the crystals to get some rare loot chests. So today I'm going to teach you how to get every single crystal, and also I'm going to show you the loot that you get from these chests, because you do get a lot of stuff at the end, but these crystals are sort of hard because the whole mines are randomized. There's no coordinates for anything. There is certain sectors that will be in here, like the precursor remnants will be there, the mithril deposits will be there, the jungle will be there, and the goblin holdout will be there, but the stuff within there is not going to be in the same spot every time. So it is going to be a little bit annoying finding these crystals sometimes. So it's going to be helpful to go in with a team and to go in with this video just to know what kind of structures you're looking for. So we're going to look at the 5 important crystals. I don't really know how to get the Jasper or the Ruby crystal as of right now, but they are not really necessary for this loot cache. And we're just going to look at all those today. So let's get right into it. Starting off, we're going to be looking at the Sapphire Crystal. This crystal is going to be found in the Precursor Remnants area, and basically you're going to come over to this big robot, and there's going to be a guy named Professor Robot right here. And when you click on him, he's going to tell you to bring 6 unique parts to him: the Electron Transmitter, the FTX 3070, the Robotron Reflector, the Superlight Motor, the Control Switch, and a Synthetic Heart to him to repair this giant. And basically how you get all of those is you're going to kill the automatons that are around, and you're going to just get a rare chance to get one of those. You can get duplicates. When I went and did this on the alpha, I got lucky and got no duplicates and just got all of the parts in a row. And once you get all 6 parts, you just come over, you feed them to Professor Robot, and then you walk into here, and it will have a big blue crystal. It'll have the Sapphire Crystal just sitting right here. You press it, and boom, that is your first crystal for the Crystal Nucleus. Next, we're looking at the Jade Crystal. The Jade Crystal is found in the Mithril Deposits area. I believe this area is supposed to be called the Mines of Divin or Divin or whatever, but you just have to go through the Mithril Deposits until you find this area. Try and ask people in your lobby for coordinates because it's really hard to find some of these places. But basically, you're going to talk to one of these people, and they're going to hand you a metal detector. And this metal detector will work when you go down here, and it basically beeps, and you can see above my hotbar it has a treasure counter, and right there you can see I found treasure. You dig it up and you get 4 different items that are actually necessary. I already have all of them, and you can get duplicates of each of them, but it's going to be the golden hammer, the diamond axe, the lapis sword, and the emerald hammer. You also are going to get a lot of gemstones, but those are not that important because you're just looking for the 4 different ores, and you basically just go up to each of these guys and give them their thing. There's the golden hammer for that guy. Diamond axe will go to this one, and then we got the emerald axe. And last but not least, we're going to give the lapis sword to the lapis keeper. And you can see the crystal appears, and all you got to do is go up and boom, we have found 2 of the 5 Jade Crystal. Now we got to go get the other ones. Next up, I believe we're looking at the Amethyst Crystal. I haven't finished getting it yet, but you have to go deep into the jungle and find this structure. It's a little temple. And basically there's going to be a key guardian inside. It has 1,000,000 health, and you're just going to want to go and kill it, and it should drop a jungle key, which is going to be used to open the jungle temple, which is also something that is randomized coordinates and just is around. Definitely, as I recommended, ask people where things are, because someone's got to have found it, because a lot of these are just very random as far as I can tell, because I've saved coordinates between lobbies and I literally cannot get the same one twice, so it is a bit annoying. But now let's go to the jungle temple and finish this crystal. So we've made it to the jungle temple with our jungle key, and if we go inside, it's actually going to be a very long parkour. And when I say very long, it's not like super long, but if you fall at all, they're very simple jumps, but if you fall into the lava, you get sent all the way back to the beginning. You can aspect of the void for some reason in here, so that is a little bit weird that you can do that, because you're not supposed to be able to use abilities, but it does make it a lot easier because you can just literally teleport over just everything. And I think this is the end, and it is. And you can see that we have the Amethyst Crystal right here. We can claim that. I'm now at 3 out of 5 crystals. The only ones left are the Amber and I believe the Topaz. But let's go. We did it. The next crystal that we're going to look at is the Topaz Crystal. This one is going to come from the magma fields, and more specifically, it's going to come from the Bal boss. This is basically the magma cube boss, but on a whole bunch of drugs here, because it is going to throw a bunch of blazes at you, a bunch of flame bats, but more importantly, it is just going to have way more health. I don't even know if the actual health amount is known, because while I was fighting it, it just said question marks over it. But you're basically going to want to get a squad of people to go down into this area and fight the boss whenever it does spawn. It seems to spawn very often, because every time I've went into that area, I get a magma cube boss warning and it's instantly there. So you're basically going to want to fight the boss, and you'll know that it is about to die when it starts shrinking down. And once it finally shrinks down into the tiniest form after you've done enough damage, the Topaz Crystal will spawn above you and you can grab it easy as that. If you don't kill it fast enough, the boss does like shrink down by itself and just leave, so you don't get the crystal. So you do need a couple people to go down there and do it, because I tried to do it by myself and I just don't think that you can get the damage solo. Maybe you can. I wasn't really trying super hard. I was just using Axe of the Shredded and Werewolf armor, but it is a very high health boss, so try and get some people, but this crystal is really easy. Last but not least is the Goblin Holdout's Amber Crystal. This one is pretty simple, but it is sort of annoying to find. So once again, I've said it a million times, but bring people with you. Bring some help, because you're not going to be able to find these super simply on your own because of the randomized coordinates. But basically how this one works is you have to find King Yolkar and give him, I believe, 3 goblin eggs is what the quest called for, and you will gain the Goblin King's Stench. Currently it is bugged where you can also get this from the God Pot, but they'll probably fix that by the time that it is on the main server. So assume that you have to find King Yolkar, and once you find King Yolkar, you basically then have to go to another whole big section that in my lobby was 600 blocks away and was literally just so impossible to find. But this section is going to be where the queen is, and there's going to be some guards over there, and as long as you have the stench, you can walk right past and just grab the Amber Crystal. It's as simple as that. You just have to get the stench, look at your particles, see if you have green particles around you. If you do, you have the stench, and then you just make your way to the queen. While you're on your way there, I believe you cannot step in water, because water will cleanse the Goblin King's stench off of you, but that's the only really difficult thing. I believe that the effect even persists between lobbies, so as long as you can find King Yolkar in one lobby and you have someone else who can bring you to the queen in another lobby, I believe that will work. Don't take my word for that one though. Once you collect all 5 of the crystals, you're able to place them down at their respective altar in the Crystal Nucleus, and it will spawn a large loot cache over in the area where it looks like it will spawn a loot cache. It's right over here where I'm showing in the video. Actually, looking at the loot that you get from the chests, you get a bunch of these flawed gemstones. You get just so many of them, which is better than rough. Obviously, it's still not amazing, because flawed is definitely not even close to that good. But you get a bunch of those. I got a bunch of oil barrels as well, which is going to be nice for fuel for some people if you don't have just loads of Volta saved up like I do. But the more important and cool things, I got 2 Divin fragments. No idea what these do right now. I don't believe that there is any like right click to view crafting recipes. So literally zero clue right now. Probably going to be useful in the forge. We got a Nimbus 2000, which is a powerful pickaxe, 1500 mining speed, which is really good, but it breaks after 5,000 uses, so it is just a worse drill, but it has a lot of speed, so I guess it could be used a little bit somewhere, probably. I don't really know. It seems sort of weird. We got a prehistoric egg, which is used for the armadillo pet. You just have to walk, and it has a chance to spawn it in. I am happy to see that. And then we got a helix, and this is a reference to Pokemon, I would assume. It's a fossil. I don't know what you do with it at this point, but it does exist, and not really sure. It is literally just a useless item as of right now. There seems to be a lot of stuff, the Divin fragments and the helix especially, that we just don't really know the purpose of. So maybe that'll come up in the future here. But that's what you get for placing down all of the crystals. It is a pretty cool thing, and it is repeatable from what I can tell, because that is just opening like a lot of the loot chests is pretty much how it is working as far as I know. Because if I look into my menu, you can see that once again, I can place those down. Jasper and Ruby crystals, I have no idea how to get as of this point. I'm still on the alpha right now. You're seeing this video when the update has released onto main, so maybe people have figured out the Jasper and Ruby crystals, but those ones aren't necessary for getting the rare loot chests, so I didn't really go for them. But yep, that's going to be it for this video on the tutorial of how to do the Crystal Nucleus, how to place down every single one of those. I hope it helped you out. I know that this is a very confusing tutorial because there's no coordinates, and I'm pretty much just telling you, hey, go find this and do this and do this, and it's just really weird because I can't give you exact locations, but that's just how this update works. There is nothing that is really easy to find, and it seems like it's going to be pretty difficult to navigate this whole area because you can't really just learn paths. You can learn coordinates to the nucleus, but past that, you're sort of guessing where everything else is. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helped you out. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.